Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We will be starting within the next 2 minutes. Thank you.
The Small Enterprise Development Agency, better known as SEDA, supports and promotes small enterprises to ensure their growth and sustainability. The agency's non-financial services are provided in collaboration and partnership with other stakeholders that consist of 72 incubation centers and is made possible through the SEDA network of 9 provincial offices and 53 branches nationwide. SEDA's goal is to ensure the growth of the small enterprise sector in order to increase its contribution to sustainable and equitable social and economic development, employment, and wealth creation. The services to entrepreneurs and cooperatives include access to information and advice, business development, training and mentoring, sector-specific incubation and technology transfer, as well as development programs. SEDA offers the following programs and services: SEDA Enterprise Development Tools, National Gazelles, Women Enterprise Coaching Programs, Incubation Programs, Technology Transfer Fund, Export Development Program, Supplier Development Program, Quality and Standards, Emprotech Program, Basic Entrepreneurial Skills and Development, Entrepreneurship in Schools, and the Cooperatives and Community Public-Private Partnership Program. A comprehensive range of business growth-orientated programs provided by SEDA enables qualifying SMMEs to access other programs and interventions. The program objectives are vast and range from aiming to develop and enhance management competencies of owners and business managers to the sharing of experiences and the exchange of information that is made possible in an environment that is conducive for the establishment of networks. The entrepreneurship of the South African technology community is strongly supported and assisted through a 3-year incubation program designed to strengthen technology commercialization. Projects like the Export Development Program are aimed at developing and generating export-ready small enterprises that are globally competitive and able to grow markets both locally and internationally. strengthening the performance of supplier firms and enabling them to acquire the skills and capabilities required to make them globally competitive is the aim of the Supplier Development Program. Benefits and advantages are made known to the buying firm and the supplier. This in turn benefits the economy. There are programs that ensure that small businesses have access to quality control and assessment processes. The Empretech program is based on a unique Harvard University methodology, focusing on behavioral approaches to entrepreneurship. The program develops personal entrepreneurial competencies, PECs, such as opportunity seeking, persistence, goal setting, risk taking, fulfilling commitments, planning, etc. for participants, while the BESD program is aimed at the transferal of basic business skills to micro business owners and informal traders. Small businesses are a backbone of the country's economy, and as envisaged in the National Development Plan, the sector will enable government to address key challenges of inequality, unemployment, and poverty through growth and development of small businesses and cooperatives.
So good evening and welcome to everybody that is on the platform tonight. I would just like to say that we do not take your time for granted, and we understand that you could have done so many things, but we are very, very appreciative of you coming on and listening to what we have to share with you. So just to give you a background of SEDA. SEDA is the Small Enterprise Development Agency. It's an agency of the Department of Small Business Development, and it is responsible for business development in South Africa. I'm going to share a presentation with you, but what we really want to do tonight is to get you to be part of it, and also just, give us some of your opinions, also asking us questions in terms of some of the challenges that you are facing as young entrepreneurs or youth businesses and youth-owned businesses in South Africa. I think there's such a lot of things that we need to speak about and make sure that people understand wherever we are at what it is that we are going to do moving forward, especially with small business development. Now I'm going to share my presentation, and I'm not going to take long with that because, as I've said, I would really like for us to have an interactive session where people can ask questions and we would be able to share or answer those questions, and make sure that we answer them diligently. So my presentation this evening speaks on the general statistics of the South African SMME sector. I'm going to speak of SEDA's background, our mandate, our vision, our mission, key programs, the strategic intent, our strategic themes, our execution capacity, SEDA service offerings, as well as SEDA's programs, our township and rural entrepreneurship program, where we were at in terms of our SEDA provincial network, because it has not changed yet, and then also the SEDA technology program, because I do know that a lot of people on the platform might not know what the SEDA technology program does, but there's quite a lot of things and exciting things that's happening within the SEDA technology program. So to just give you an idea about what the general characteristics of the SMME sector in South Africa looks like, or entrepreneurship at a glance. So South Africa's official unemployment rate currently is sitting at 34.9%. Our rate of unemployment among youth, which is aged between 15 to 24, is sitting at 64.4%. I think that our annual percentage of new entrants who will not find employment is sitting at 60%. And then South Africa's established business ownership rate has increased from 2.2% in 2017 to 3.5% in 2019. But it is still far below the average for the overall African region and for developing countries in Latin America, where we sitting, or those countries sitting in, much higher than what we are. I think 3.5% is quite low for South Africa, and we definitely have a lot of work to do to make sure that we are on par with some of the other countries. Our entrepreneurial activity has almost doubled from 7.5% in 2017 to 14.3% in 2019 in the age groups 45 to 54. Now, then the question then is raised, but what is happening with young people? Because that is, middle-aged, if I can call that age group that. What is happening to our young people, and where's our young people in terms of, starting businesses and really operating successful businesses in South Africa? Our people's fear of failure in entrepreneurship is high, and it has increased from 2017 to 49.8%. And that's quite alarming, because what we want to have and what we want to really see coming forth is that people move into entrepreneurship, because, we are not able to create the number of jobs that's supposed to be created within the economy if we do not have entrepreneurs that's going to assist us in creating those jobs within the economy. Ease of doing business in South Africa compared to higher ranking African economies, we are sitting at 84th out of 190 countries. So at some stage we were sitting in the low 40s, and that means we've regressed in terms of ease of doing business in South Africa. So that means your key institutions that's supposed to make it, easier for businesses to operate or for doing business in the country, those institutions are not where they're supposed to be. That means that it is not easy to access finance, to register your business. We know that there's a lot of red tape that the Commission of Intellectual Properties and Companies have actually taken away, and they've made it much more easier for entrepreneurs to register businesses. But is it the same when we look at, development finance institutions? Is it the same when we look at other institutions such as the South African Revenue Services and others that's supposed to really make it better for businesses to operate in the country, so that we can have the number of businesses created, so that we can have meaningful jobs within the economy that will contribute to GDP of South Africa? So I'm not going to go through all of this. I think it is important that we really go to what it is that we as CEDA want to do and where we are at. And our strategic themes currently, we have, we really want to see impact in the programs that we implement in the organization. And through those programs, which we've got 5 pillars that we speak about. So we speak about economic recovery and reconstruction, localization, which is one of the key programs that we are currently having, because we need to make sure that, as we grow or continue to grow as an organization, as we are continuing to grow as a country, that we have more localized products coming onto the market and, on the shelves of retail stores, so that we can make sure that jobs are created within our own economy. I think when we speak about localization, we also speak about not only, products that is on the shelves of retail stores, but we're also looking at, manufacturing. We're looking at quite high-end type of product also being localized, so that we can definitely see more jobs being created within the economy. We also speak about township and rural entrepreneurship, where we're looking at all of our, township and rural entrepreneurship businesses. Now, you would know that when we spoke about TREP, as we call it as CEDA and CIFA, when we spoke about it, we spoke about 8 distinct programs or specific type of businesses that we were looking at. But now, under the Township and Rural Entrepreneurship Program, we look at any business that's in the township. So no longer are we saying you must be a bakery and a confectionery store, or you must be, doing hair care, or one of the others that we have mentioned before. Now what we are saying, any business, as long as you are operating within the township, you are able now to apply for our Township and Rural Entrepreneurship Program, or what we call TREP. Then we look at business viability, as well as our shared infrastructure program. Under shared infrastructure, I'm going to speak a lot about what's happening with incubation and others that we also currently have, that is, assisting us in terms of making sure that people have spaces where they can work from and where they can operate from as well. We also have the shared infrastructure program, where if you go onto the website of the Department of Small Business Development, you will see that they actually have funding for the shared infrastructure program. So you can go and have a look at that as well as we move forward. So if we look at CEDA and especially our execution capacity or the delivery model, so CEDA speaks about a client journey that we go on when we, onboard a client. And we then have what we call business talk, business start, business build, and business grow. And where we take you from ideation to where we leave you at your business scaling, where now your business is in a phase where the trajectory of the business is now to scale the business so that it can make more money in terms of revenue as well as profit, but also in terms of job creation, because we are a country where we are looking at more job creation as we move forward. Now, when we look under talk, we look at quite a number of things that we are doing: entrepreneurship awareness, business startup training, business startup advice, innovation and tools, idea assessment, entrepreneurial assessment, entrepreneurship in schools and information. And then you can see under start, under build, and under grow what we do under those specific areas once you've migrated from talk into start, into build, and then into grow. Now, a lot of people think that when you start a business, the first thing or the main challenge that you might have would be access to funding or access to finance. But in a lot of cases, you would find that actually access to markets is just as a challenge for businesses as what access to finance might be. And come to think of it, there's quite a number of financial institutions that one could go to today. You have your development finance institutions, such as our own sister agency, SEFA, the Small Enterprise Finance Agency, and others as well. You've got the National Youth Development Agency, NYDA, and then there's quite a number of others that you can also go to for your triple BEE type of deals that you want to enter into. You would look at a different type of institutions, such as the National Empowerment Fund. We've got the Industrial Development Corporation, and so I can speak of a lot more. But what we want to focus on is really on how do we make sure businesses are able to get into the economic viability, and making sure that from there you are able then to create meaningful jobs within the economy. So this is just another slide that I have already spoken to, but I think if you look under small and medium enterprises, what we look at there, we look at access to local markets. I spoke about, markets, and it's not only local markets. We also look at, national as well as international markets. We look at incubation, because incubation is part and parcel of what we do as an agency, as an organization. And currently we have just about 110 incubators that we support, and they are in different sectors of the economy. We also look at quality and standards testing, advice and implementation. But as I go through the presentation, I'm going to speak more on that. We look at business mentoring, access to export opportunities, access to technology, and then facilitation to access to finance. We also look at what we call collectively owned enterprises, where we look at, or what we call, CPPP or cooperatives. We look at social facilitation and mobilization, access to local markets, cooperatives development, as well as all our other relevant programs. Now, what I want you guys to take from this is that I'm speaking a lot of the programs that we have, and this is not necessarily our intervention. So there's quite a number of interventions that we have as an agency as well. But the onus is on you as, the youth business to reach out to CEDA, become a CEDA client, and then be assisted with some of the interventions that we have, as well as the programs that we have in the organization. And then we also look at people with disabilities. So although all other relevant products and services apply, we then have specific programs looking at, people living or people with disabilities, such as Deaf South Africa and others, that would then assist us with programs for people wherever they are at. Then we also have different programs, such as our manufacturing support program. We have business viability, our enterprise and supply development program. We also have our small enterprise coaching program and mentorship, our Improtech program, entrepreneurship in schools. I think the video also spoke a lot about this, export development and trade facilitation. Now, later on, I'm going to show you another video on export development and trade facilitation, our business recovery program, the incubation program that I've gone in just a little bit, our technology transfer assistance program. Now, if you have seen our website as well as our social media pages, you would have seen that we had a call for 11 new incubators, as well as for the technology transfer assistance program, where you can apply for a grant of up to 1.2 million rand. And that is for a technology that you might need in the business. Now, obviously, there would be qualifying criteria. I would want you to go onto the website, go onto our social media pages and see what the qualifying criteria is. And then if you know that you qualify for it, please, I urge you to then apply for the technology transfer assistance program as well. Then I spoke on localization. We also have the Youth Challenge Fund. Now, the Youth Challenge Fund was launched last year by the Minister for Small Business Development, Honorable Stella Ndabeni-Abrahams. And the Youth Challenge Fund is there to really assist youth businesses in South Africa. There is specific funding available. There's also a portion of it that would come through as a grant. You need to then just look at the SEFA website in terms of the funding itself, which is www.sefa.org.za. And what we do then is, if there's any, issues, if there's any challenges with the business in terms of some of the things that they might not have, or there's some specific things that we need to look at in terms of non-financial assistance, then SEFA will send it through to SEDA. We will assist the client, and we will make sure that that application then goes back to SEFA for them to look at it. We also have the Township and Rural Entrepreneurship Program, and I spoke on TREP a little. I have also told you that with TREP, we're not looking at those 8 distinct, types of businesses anymore, but now it would be any business, as long as it is in a township and a rural area, you can now, apply for TREP. TREP, the maximum amount that you can now apply for any business within a township and a rural area is now R1 million. So I urge you, go onto SEFA's website, which is, I've given it and we will give it again, but please go and have a look at it. If you are township or rural area based, there are these specific programs that is there to assist you in your business as well. And then we've got the International Trade Center, the She Trades program. If there are female entrepreneurs, youth businesses where there's females at the helm of the business, please do, become part of our She Trades program. If you go onto Google and you Google She Trades, you will find it. And there's one specific person within SEDA being responsible for that. You will also then be able to get her details when we finish later, so that if you are a female entrepreneur and you have a business, you want to become part of She Trades, you would then be able to contact Leah, and we will make sure that we make that available. So currently we've got 9 provincial offices, we've got 54 branches, we've got 21 co-locations, we've got 9 mobile units. As I've said, we've got 110 funded incubators. And it is very important that if you can, please go onto our website, because you will get detail of these incubators on the website as well. And we've just established 12 new during the previous financial year. So let me go into the SEDA technology program. Under the SEDA technology program, we have 3 units. We've got the incubation unit, we've got the technology transfer unit, and the quality and standards unit. I think I spoke about our enterprise incubation program, where we've got these incubators. There's a call out for incubators. What is happening in the incubators? We've got specific incubators. Now we've got 3 different types of incubators. We've got what we call technology-based incubators. And those technology-based incubators are incubators that is in different sectors of the economy. We have incubators within manufacturing. We've got incubators in furniture manufacturing. We've got incubators within, diamond polishing and cutting. We've got within many other, we've got a platinum incubator. We've got, and those are all under what we call technology-based incubators. Then we have what we call our township and digital hubs. These township and digital hubs, as you can hear from the name, they are located within townships in the country. Now, within the township and digital hubs, what we are doing is we are facilitating the fourth industrial revolution and other programs that would, be able to assist young entrepreneurs with jobs of the future. Because, if you look at the future of jobs, it's not going to look like we know and understand it today, where you have just accountants or just lawyers or just doctors. Now we're speaking about people that is into coding, people that is, into drone development, people that is into artificial intelligence, etc. So there's quite a number of, future jobs that is coming up. And through these township and digital hubs, we want to make sure that the fourth industrial revolution, becomes part and parcel of the townships that we are in. We want to make sure that our own people are able to, be part and participate in what we are doing. Within the technology transfer unit, I spoke about technology transfer already. Evelyn, I see you've raised your hand, but we'll only take hands once we are done with the presentation. So we'll definitely give an opportunity for that. I'm almost done. Then we also have what we call technology innovation, where we have our Female in Technology program. Again, this is specifically for women that is in technology, and the program is run every year, so there's an intake. We also have what we call pitching for funding, where we are doing pitching, with entrepreneurs, and we teach them how to pitch to venture capitalists, to financiers, so that at any given time, when you have an opportunity to pitch, you are able to do it. The third unit that we have within the Cedar Development Program Division is our Quality and Standards unit, where we are responsible for management systems development and certification. We're also responsible for product testing and certification. So product testing is where you've got a product and you want to test it. It could be a product, a food product, where you need testing to be done on it. Maybe you need the nutritional values of that product so that you can put it on the label of the product, etc. And maybe you need certification in terms of that this product, has a specific certification. We are able to assist with that. We're also able to assist you with product and packaging design, where maybe you've got a good product, but you don't have, the sufficient or relevant packaging for it. We will then assist you with that specific packaging for that product. Now, I also want to speak on, I think I did speak on our digital hubs. As I've said already, our digital hubs, we look at developing technology solutions across all 9 4IR tech verticals. And those tech verticals, we're looking at big data and analytics, looking at autonomous robot simulation, horizontal and vertical system integration, industrial Internet of Things, our cybersecurity, cloud, additive manufacturing, as well as augmented reality. And in a nutshell, that was within Cedar, we've got 2 operational divisions, which is the Enterprise Development Division. I think I've touched on some of the programs there, and then I've touched on what is happening within the Cedar Technology Program. What I want to show you just under the Cedar Technology Program as well is that we've got quite a number of programs there. We've got our Enterprise Incubation Program, our Technology Transfer Program that I spoke about. I spoke about localization. We also assist with manufacturing, business viability, our Enterprise and Supplier Development Program, the Export Development and Trade Facilitation Program, and then 2 very important ones, which is Growth Garage and Startup Nation, where we are looking at hackathons. We're looking at, how do we make sure that entrepreneurs are able to come into a space and they are able to definitely, grow their businesses wherever they are at. Now, there's videos that I want to show, but I'm going to hang on with the videos and I'm going to open it for questions, because I believe that that is why we are here this evening, so that I give you an opportunity to ask questions. and we can then move on from there. So let me quickly just look at the chat. And whilst I look at the chat, I'm also just going to make one or two of my colleagues panelists so that they can assist with the questions being asked. Let me just see who's here with me. Mr. Mtsweni, I'm going to make you a panelist. So if you can just come on as a panelist, please. I'm just checking anybody else. Okay, so I see it's just Mr. Mtsweni. I'm going to take hands and then I'm going to go through the chats. Okay, so Evelyn, you are first. Amos Nzama Mtileni, you are second. Mahlatsi Given Ramatapa, you are third, and then I will take more hands. So I'm going to, when I allow you to talk, you are then going to unmute yourself and then you are able to ask your questions. Thank you very much. Evelyn, you can unmute yourself now. Okay, so Evelyn is not responding. I'm going to go to the second person. Amos, you can now unmute yourself. Do I have issues? Evelyn, can you hear me? Evelyn? Evelyn, I can hear you. You can speak. Evelyn, I will have to then mute you and give Amos a chance. Amos, are you there? Okay, Amos is not unmuting himself. Can I give Mahlatsi?
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. You can ask your question.
Oh, okay, no problem. All right, I'm basically in the in construction and building maintenance part of things. Yes. In terms of business-wise. So from what I've been hearing about your presentation and stuff, I just want to know, as a small business that it's based in a township, how can we be infused in what you have just presented so that we can create more employment? Because currently, I mean, it's a bit rough. I don't want to lie to you. It's very, very tough because we generally work in the private sector. So, but we want to be in a way that we will be sustainable so that we can create more employment for guys in the township as well.
Thank you so much for that question. I'll definitely answer it. Let me take another one from Amos. Are you ready now? Evelyn, are you ready now? Okay, so I don't know. Nedisi Ezra Mbeteni.
Hello?
Yes, Evelyn.
I'm around Kurumani. My business is basically in retailer. I'm running tuck shop at Bankara.
Okay.
And I already have CPC and letter of good standing and triple BBE.
Okay.
But in the future, I want to do another business. It's about the welding.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you, Evelyn. You can listen. We will definitely answer that question. Thanks, sir.
Okay.
Can I now have DC Ezra Mbeteni?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, Good evening, everyone. I'm Ncedisi, based in East London. We are in the insurance industry. So basically, we are running a insurance brokerage, and we employ. I saw the stats there for the unemployed youth. So it's very high. 64% is really not looking good. So we are trying to make a difference there by eradicating the unemployment, by continuously recruiting and training young individuals, including those that do not have grade 12. So, but our challenge is that we do not have a basic salary. So I don't know is it possible that SEDA can maybe help us with giving these individuals a basic salary, so that they can have something to, because at the moment we only give them commission. So we're based on commission basis. And second point that I want to ask about the township and villages. So we've noticed that people that are in the villages don't get a privilege to get these policies. I mean, I represent one of the big brands like your One Life, Bob, or Mutual, and all that. So we're planning to open another branch in the rural areas so that the people from the rural areas can benefit from these insurance companies. So I don't know if would SEDA be able to help us in opening one of those branches in the villages. So basically, I think that's it. So first of all, giving basic salary to these unemployed youth, including those that do not have a grade 12. And then second question would be the rural areas, because we're planning to open our branches in rural areas. At the moment, we're only in East London. That's our head office. And then we just recently opened another one in Tata. So at the moment, we've got 2 branches. So I think that would be it.
Thank you. You can just hold on. We will answer your question.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. Then I'm going to go to Nkosinathi Kumalo. Nkosinathi, you can just unmute yourself. I'm going to move to Apiwe Janti. Please unmute yourself, Apiwe.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Oh, hello. I'm Apiwe from King Williamstown. And thank you for such an interesting presentation. With the grass cutting space as well as the tutoring services. Now, I think ahead of 2 programs that you highlighted, or rather fundings, the Youth Challenge Fund, as well as the PrEP. I know you had said that we should go to the website to find more about these. But mine now is on the PrEP one. How best can you assist us as the developing companies? Because what I've realized, I've many guys who would like to be part of what you do, especially in grass cutting services. But truth is, I can't really take them because we don't have enough equipment, and we still struggle in terms of the business, the vehicles and all that. And many people have shown interest within my township. And lastly, you did highlight on your presentation that there is a big challenge of access to markets, which is actually the same thing that we're experiencing as the business. I would like for you to also suggest, or rather advise as to how we as the emerging businesses can we keep those. Thank you so much, Mia.
Thank you very much. You can listen. We will definitely answer your question.
All right, thanks.
I'm going to go to Luvo Gugwana.
Thank you. All right, thank you. My name is Luvo Gugwana. I'm from Richards Bay. So the founder of an entity called Green Arch Innovations. So we primarily run an aquaponics farm, which is based here in Richards Bay. However, in terms of incubation opportunities and also funding opportunities, because we're looking to expand our facilities, because we can't really meet the demand from the market size, from the market side of things. And then also wanted to know about your application windows. So does SEDA have like an all year round application window, or the specific periods where you guys open and close the application windows. That's where I really want to be enlightened, because I think in terms of the business compliance requirements, I think we meet all those because we are compliant. We have all our documents ready. But however, I'm keen on the application windows as well as your liaising offices as well. In terms of how does it work? Do we find the nearest SEDA office around? Either do you utilize online platforms, and as well as how do we do the follow-up if one is done in application?
Okay, thank you so much. You can listen. We will definitely respond to that. Thank you. I'm going to take 2 more hands, then I'm going to start answering questions, and then we'll take another round of questions. I'm going to ask Mambo to please unmute.
Hello.
Yes, Mambo.
Good afternoon to all. I am based in Durban. I currently own a photography business, and I'm finding it difficult to actually penetrate our market, as in we are a photography business of currently just 3 photographers and 2 cinematographers, and I think around 5 editors. So currently we're facing penetrating the market, and I was wondering if SEDA could help us or understand how we could actually enter the market in a different way, or how to promote our business better.
Thank you so much. We will definitely answer the question. If you can just listen whilst we do that. I'm going to take one more. Kemiso Motolo.
Good day, sir. How are you?
Fine, and yourself?
I'm good, thanks. You know what? We applied for the TTF fund last year and a year ago. Ne? So what happened last year was that our application was rejected on the basis that our products needed product testing. So now we wanted to seek clarity on, because it was said on the letter that we'll be referred to the nearest SEDA branch, but that never happened. Ne? So since there's another window which has opened for the TTF fund, our products have been tested through other agency. So we wanted to understand and find out whether or not we should apply for the TTF fund from scratch. I did send an email, but then it never got a response. So we would like to know who can we engage on the matter.
Okay, no problem. Just tell me, where are you based?
Based in the Free State, Twaco.
Thank you. I will answer that one too. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to answer questions. In the meantime, can I tell Vision One Pro, please change their name so that we have a proper name? Thank you. I tell Vision One Pro, please change your name so that we've got a proper name. I'm going to give you an opportunity to ask a question once we've answered some of these ones that we've just received. Given was saying that he's in construction and in the built environment, given I'm not sure where you are at, I think I need to say hands up for the Eastern Cape and for KZN, because most of these questions came out of the Eastern Cape and KZN. But what I wanted to say to Given is that we've got a incubator, that's Mahlatsi Given, called the National Construction Incubator. We are going to look for the details for the incubator. We're going to post it here if Mr. Mtsweni can help me. I see he's got his hand raised as well, so I'm going to allow him to come in and assist with some of the questions. We've got the National Construction Incubator. We're going to give you the details for that, because within the construction space, I think that would be the best people to speak to. They've got about 10 branches throughout the country, so they are quite well represented, and you would be able then to contact them, have a conversation with them, find out what you can do with them, how they can assist you, and how do you move forward in terms of construction. So we will definitely put those details on the chat store. Mr. Mtsweni, I'm going to ask you to come in and maybe just respond. I see your hands up. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Mr. Mahlatsi, as I think the Chair said, we are not sure where you are based, but the other thing you need to look at, because I think your complaint is that you are not growing, you'd like to grow and employ more people in the construction industry. I'm not sure whether you're already registered with CIDB. Is because the government sector, when they would like to source your services, they'd like to know at what stage are you as far as CIDB. You go through the grading of CIDB. You feel free to let us know if you're already registered with CIDB and in what grade you are. That's one way of sustaining business, because then you'll be responding to the government tenders as well. Yeah, I've got to check the details of NCI in Umtata. If you are in the Eastern Cape, I think we've got a branch of NCI in Umtata. If you're around Pretoria, we've got one in Atteridgeville. If you are in Joburg, we've got one that, if you're in Soweto, we've got one that will be open soon at Dobsonville. Yeah, I will see if I can post on the chat the number of the CEO of the National Construction Incubator. You'll find much help there, because that incubator is strictly looking at the incubation sector, and I mean in the construction sector, in all aspects of construction. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Msweni. Then Evelyn said that she is in Kuruman in Bankara and she owns a tuck shop, but she also wants to expand into welding. Evelyn, that is all within the, what we call the Township and Rural Entrepreneurship Program. I think what we need to do is we need to then make sure that you understand what the township, the Township and Rural Entrepreneurship Program is and how you can actually benefit from it. Now, SEDA's got a branch in Kuruman. So we will also share the details. I think what's going to be the best, because I wouldn't be able to share all of it at once. So if you guys can go onto the SEDA website, you will find all of our branches on there. And you would be able to see, where the branches is, but there's definitely a branch in Kuruman, and they would be able to help you with the TREP program, both welding and with your tuck shop, because you are in a township. Thank you very much. I think Nedisi asked, is London, it was on insurance brokerage, spoke about, they only pay commission. Can SEDA assist with basic salary? And then also can SEDA help them to open a branch in the township or in the villages? So DC, what SEDA does, SEDA is a non-financial institution. So we assist with non-financial assistance. All interventions that we do is non-financial. What I would want to say to you is, you must have heard about InSETA, which is the insurance SETA, which is INSETA, and InSETA could potentially assist you, but you know that they are looking at skills. So if you employ people, they would most probably want to see what skills development program do you have in place to assist young people, and with that, they would be able to then come on board and assist you with some of these things that you've mentioned, because they can then come on board. It won't necessarily be a salary, but it would be a stipend that they can assist you with. So I'm not sure if you had, spoken to InSETA before, but InSETA, which is the Insurance Sector Education and Training Authority, they will be able to help you. We also, we've got an incubator that looks at insurance technology, but this is now just technology within the insurance space. And that is FIRI in Cape Town. It's 4 which is the number 4, and then IRI, FIRI. They are in Cape Town, and they look at technology within the insurance space. Just as you get fintech, you get insurtech. So insurtech is technology within the insurance space. If you want to, you can also, reach out to them, and they can assist you with if it is that you are interested in technology as well. But in terms of stipends and stuff like that, I would say please reach out to the InSETA as well, because they would be able to assist you if you look at something like that. SETA can come on board and assist you with training, because that's the space that we would be in. If it's training, if it's any other non-financial assistance that you need, that is basically where SETA could potentially come in. Now, we've got a branch in East London as well. The branch is the Amatole branch. So you can look them up. If you are unable to look them up, let us know, and we will be able to see if we can get that details for you. All of it is on the website. The provincial manager there is Mr. Sipiwo Soga, Mr. Sipiwo Soga. So you can reach out to them and then see how best they can assist you with your business endeavors. But like I'm saying, there's InSETA, there is also SETA that can assist you with training. We can assist you with, if it is business planning, any other thing that you are doing, we can definitely look at that. Apiwe from King Williamstown spoke about grass cutting. He was speaking about access to markets. How do we assist in terms of that? Now, again, and he mentioned that I spoke about the Youth Challenge Fund as well as TREP. We definitely would be able to assist you in any of the two up here. I think if you are in a township, a village, or a rural area, you are then eligible to apply for TREP as well. So please look at TREP. In terms of access to markets, I think where you could potentially start is with your public sector, places. For instance, your municipalities. Check the municipality, check if they don't have any, opportunity for grass cutting. Check the library, your local library, etc. Because there is where they would tell you, you know what, we most probably have a contract with someone, or the contract is open, you can apply for it, etc. But I would say, please check, your municipality, your local public facilities that they might need grass cutting, etc. Also, what you need to do is the Department of Tourism, check with them as well, because I know they do have, some opportunities for, entrepreneurs within that space, which is in grass cutting. So Department of Tourism would also be one of them. Then Luvo in Richards Bay spoke about agroponics and funding opportunities, if there's application windows, etc. Now, again, SETA is a non-financial assistance agency. We don't have application windows. We are open throughout the year. You can apply throughout the year for some of the interventions that we have. Where you would find that there is an application window is on the Youth Challenge Fund, which the funding part of it is done by SIFA, and there is definitely an application window. So thank you for that, Luvo, and thank you for asking that question. I know that window is closed at the moment, but it will open soon. And once it's opening, it will definitely be shared on both SIFA's website as well as on SETA's website. We will also share it on all our social media pages, both of SETA, SIFA, as well as the Department of Small Business Development, because we do not want our entrepreneurs to miss any, of these opportunities that's coming up. So, but for the TREP funding is definitely open. If you are in the township, you can then apply through TREP funding. That's open right through the year. There's no funding or application window there. It's just on the Youth Challenge Fund that there is an application window currently. I hope that answered you, Luvo. Then Mambo in Durban spoke about photography and also access to market. And we understand, we know that access to market is quite, a difficult one when we speak to entrepreneurs. We have our incubator in Durban, which is the incubator that is Mr. Mtsweni. I'm speaking of, what's its name? Smart Exchange. So if you can just Google Smart Exchange, we will also give you Smart Exchange numbers. If maybe Mr. Mtsweni, you can just check those details for Smart Exchange. Yes. We will then share it with Mambo. I know they've got a number of guys that's in photography, some of the incubators there. So maybe if you want to join that program, you are welcome to, because they also then look at how best they can assist you with, access to markets. And also it's about your presence. Are you present on social media? Are you present, do you have a website, etc.? And with a website, your CEDA branch would be able to help you with that. If it is that you need a website, if it is that you need to be on social media, your CEDA branch can help you with that. So, but in terms of becoming an incubator in the incubator, for them to assist you also with other access to markets, they can definitely look at that. It is called Smart Exchange. It is in Durban, and we will then be giving you those details on the platform. Then Kemiso Motolo said that he was rejected for the technology transfer assistance, and the reason was that the products needed product testing in the Free State. So thank you for that, Kemiso. I think that Mr. Bongani Ntombela, he is the acting senior manager for the technology transfer unit. So he would be the best person to speak to. I think I heard you said that you have already now tested your products. Is that the case? Is that correct? You can maybe just let us know. If you have, then you will.
Yes, that's correct, sir.
Okay. Now, if you have tested it, you can apply for the technology transfer again if that was the only issue that you had. But then, unfortunately, you will have to do a full application again. So, okay. Yes, then you'll have to do a full application again. You would have seen that the application closing date was on the 24th of June, but we have extended it to the 1st of July. So please, I'm sure you have a business advisor as well. Do let the business advisor help you wherever they can in terms of that application.
All right. Okay, thanks.
Thank you. I think those were the questions that I had taken and that we have answered. Mr. Mtsweni, anything from your side?
I will issue the contact details of Mr. Ntombela, who's actually responsible for TTF. And I don't know why they will reject it on the basis of product testing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I think it suffices to, I will put the contact details, both the email address and the telephone number for Mr. Ntombela.
Thank you very much. And then Amos, I'm going to try and give you another opportunity. If you can come in and unmute yourself. After Amos, it's Cedric Hatton. Amos? Going once, going twice, gone. Cedric, you can unmute and you can come in. Thank you. Are you able to unmute, Cedric?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. There we go.
Okay. I'm doing my honors in sociology, and I got an opportunity to work with the social development and entrepreneurship department this year, and I've started helping 2 NGOs. But I want to know, I'm contemplating now doing my master's in social entrepreneurship. How can I become sort of partnership or collaborate with CEDA and get involved with my sort of master's and my future ambition of social development?
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much for that, Cedric. We are going to answer that question. What I'm going to do is I'm also going to move now to the chat room as well as the question and answers, so that we can answer those ones as well. But Cedric, what you can do is you can reach out to us. I think when you have registered for this session, you would have seen that there was an email that was sent to you. And I think my detail was on that email. You can send that email to me. What is going to happen, I'm going to forward it on to our research and development unit. Our research and development unit will then reach out to you in terms of whether there's any opportunity or not. But as soon as we have received that email from you, we will then make sure that we send it off to the research and development unit. We've got a fully fledged research and development unit, and they would then be responsible for such requests. But thank you so much for that, Cedric. Mante in Chabeleng is asking, where is Cedric based? Cedric, if you can put on the chat where you are based, please. I'm going to look at the chat box. Okay, there was just a lot of good evenings. Can we get slides? I did respond to that. There's something from Mpapatwa Brutus. We struggle with startup capital, and it's a real struggle. I know that. A lot of financiers would look at businesses once they can show that they have been in business and they were able to show some form of revenue. But what I want to say to you is, obviously there's opportunities as well in terms of startup businesses. But remember, when you are a startup business, then there's quite a number of things that's going to be looked at. They're not just going to look at, well, this is a good business and therefore we're going to invest in it. You will have to go to potential customers and find out from customers whether they would be interested in your product. And then you can get then letters of intent from them, because those are the kind of things that any financier would look at as well. Get letters of intent. If you have, off-take agreements where you've got a product, someone is giving you an off-take agreement, and now you need capital to start up, then those kind of things will definitely, count in your favor. I think what we need to kind of get, and what we need to really try and explain to our entrepreneurs, is that there's a lot of ways to look at financing, but then there's definitely certain things that you need to do to stand out and to show financiers that, you know what, you have actually been thinking about this, and you've also started engaging people in terms of who your customers is going to be. How are you going to make sure that moving forward, these are going to be the customers that you are servicing? Because you've got a business idea, and if it's only an idea and you know it's going to work, it's not necessarily that the financial institution is going to know that it's going to work. So for them, you must be able to show repayment ability, where you're showing them that you will be able to repay the loan that you are taking. Because in most instances, it's going to be a loan. What is nice about the development finance institution, specifically I'm speaking of CIFA, is that they've got blended finance at the moment, where we're looking at part grant, part loan. But even then, we need to look at some of those kind of things. And I think perhaps we should look at sessions in terms of where we come on and we explain those kind of things. We get people to really see the need for them to delve deeper and understanding what it is that these financiers would be looking at. And so once they've looked at repayment ability, or that you are able to repay the loan, then they're going to look at, is this sustainable? So we also need to look at the sustainability of the business. And through sustainability, we would be able to see that, but once the business is sustainable, you would be able to, repay the loan wherever you are at. So perhaps those are the kind of things that we need to look at when we start looking at access to finance, so that we also make it, something that people understand, and then people know also that which are the type of financiers that they need to go to. So there is a website that we normally engage our customers with, and we tell them, please go there and see what and where you can go and get specific finance. So I'm going to put it on the chat, and then you can go onto that website. It's going to ask you a couple of questions. It's going to, take that, and through artificial intelligence, it's going to look at certain things, and it's going to tell you, for the type of business that you have and for the type of funding that you need, these are most probably the most suitable financiers for you wherever you are at. So that is quite important. Have a look at that, and then we can definitely set up more of these sessions where we would go into that, quite deep. Then let me just see. Capital does not make success. It's the skills you can bring to the table. Absolutely, Cedric. Absolutely. I can apply for funding while I'm not yet started with business. Unfortunately not, Rifilwe. You will have to start your business, because I don't even have land, but my business plan requires the land because my business is an manufacturing company, mixed portions. Rifilwe, I will say reach out to CEDA. Let CEDA assist you with, from where we, remember I went through CEDA Talk, CEDA Start, CEDA Build, CEDA Grow. Please let them assist you. And then through that, you will be able to then see how best you start your business. How do we help people who want to start a business but has no skills in that particular kind of business? So guys, I always say, when we look at starting a business, you firstly need to look at, because when you start a business, you are trying to address a problem or a challenge. And then you would come with a solution, and your solution, you will then, put it as a business. So it is important that you know what the problem is, your problem statement. For instance, when COVID hit, we had a challenge with PPE. So there was a challenge and we needed a solution for that challenge. A lot of PPE was then imported, but we needed to start looking at how do we start manufacturing some of the PPE locally. And that's why localization, again, for us is so important. So you need to start looking and thinking about the type of businesses that you want to start. What is an issue currently for us in South Africa? What is an issue in the community that you are living in? What is a challenge, what some of your direct, people that you come in contact with every day? And that's how you would find business solutions. And that's when you would know what type of business you would be able to go into. To start a business that you don't have any skill in is going to be very difficult, because it means that you will have to hire in the skills. You will have to employ people with the skills. If you've got that kind of money, by all means. But I would always say, go into something that you know you would be able to run. Because also another thing that we say is, do not start a business and still want to be employed somewhere else. If you start a business, you start it because you know that that is your business that you ultimately want to run yourself. And then once the business grows, you would obviously get more people to become involved in the business. I hope that helps someone. Irene is saying, I just want to find out when is the closing date for TREP. TREP doesn't have a closing date, Irene, so it's open throughout the year. Okay.
Chair, I think there's Amos Nzama.
You know what? I've given Amos quite a number of times. I don't know what's wrong with. Is it Amos? Yeah,
Amos,
I tried.
Amos says he's struggling to unmute and ask if we can set up a satellite office in 2 days a week in remote areas, which is KwaZulu. I think, if I'm not wrong, KwaZulu is closer to Bronkhorstspruit. Okay. And I know that Bronkhorstspruit is serviced from the Tshwane branch. If I'm not mistaken. So if we can find out from the Tshwane branch to say when are they coming to Bronkhorstspruit, then he can get the services in Bronkhorstspruit. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Kwaso Kulum is closer to Bronkhorstspruit.
There is a satellite office in Bronkhorstspruit.
Yes.
For Tshwane.
Yes.
So what we will do is maybe give him the number of the branch so that he can just make contact with the branch, as you are saying, and then find out when the person is there. They can even go to where he is.
Absolutely.
So he must just make contact with them, and then they will be able to assist him wherever he is.
I'll put the Tshwane branch on the chat.
Awesome. So then Sinetemba is saying, good evening. I'm interested in rabbit farming and growing of cannabis. Kindly assist which department I can talk to. Thank you. So Sinetemba, I would say speak to your closest Cedar branch. I'm not sure where you are situated. Speak to them and let them assist you in terms of how do you go about, starting and growing these businesses, and where do you go if you need assistance outside of Cedar? Because obviously you will definitely need assistance outside of Cedar. I would say, but your starting point would be a Cedar branch. Absolutely. So if you can just check where your closest Cedar branch is, or you can share that with us, and then we will be able to do that. Okay. Then Samson is saying, good evening, leaders, and I am sorry for asking what's off the webinar. Last year, I attended a lean startup training, which was provided by Cedar via Zoom. We were promised to receive certificates, but unfortunately, I never received it. Is it still possible that it can be sent to me? I'm going to say, Samson, what you can do for me, I'm not sure where you attended it, but if you can give me information, I can definitely follow up with that specific branch and make sure that they come and or get into contact with you. If you can just give that detail to me and Mr. Msweni, please, then we will make sure that happens. Okay, then Matlatse was just giving more information there. Ntoli Siwen, let me just see the name doesn't, Ntoli Siwen Hlizio is saying, hi, I am in a bookstore and stationery which falls under retail. Are funding such businesses? If yes, what are the requirements? So funding is for any type of business. It would definitely fall under retail and it would be funded, yes. There's different requirements for different types of funds that's available through CIFA. What you need to do is you can go onto the CIFA website and then you can look on the CIFA website for requirements. Or what you can do, you can go to your nearest Cedar branch and then the Cedar branch will assist you in terms of that application to CIFA. So if I'm going to call you Mtolisi or Mto, if you can do that, and then they would be able to assist you. So please reach out to your Cedar branch. If you can tell us where you are, we can tell you where the closest Cedar branch is to you. Thank you. Mabure is saying, I'm in arts and culture, music, books, and poetry. Do I qualify for TREP 2? I'm in Limpopo. If you are in the rural area or a village or a township, then yes. Because like I said, TREP is now open to all businesses in the townships, rural areas, and villages. Are there any photography incubators around the Stellenbosch area in the Western Cape? That is Tariq. We do not have a photography incubator per se, but we can definitely assist you in terms of that with the branch in Stellenbosch. I don't know if you are a branch client yet, Tariq. If you can just maybe tell us on the chat, then we can definitely show you in the right direction. Mr. Kivetu Mklongo is the branch manager for the Stellenbosch branch, and then we will make sure that that branch then reaches out to you, or you can reach out to them and they will be able to assist you. I think, Tariq, if you can just tell us whether you are a Cedar client yet or not, then we will make sure we can get that sorted. Bonging Kosi is saying, evening, can you just walk into a Cedar office or is it only by appointment? So yes, you can walk into a Cedar office, but I'm saying after COVID, for me, it's always better if someone makes an appointment. And the reason why I'm saying that is, firstly, you know that if your appointment is at 10, that you will be assisted by 10, or at least latest by, let's say, 10:15. If you don't have an appointment and you walk into a branch and the people are busy, you might have to sit and wait for a long time. So I am absolutely for making an appointment, because it will save you time, and it will also make sure that you get the best, quality and attention that you need in the time that you are there. Otherwise, when you walk in, it might just be that they are very, very busy on that day. So please, Bongi Nkosi, I would rather say make an appointment with the branch that you are going to visit. Okay, Cedric already responded. He's in Bloemfontein. Nombini is saying, I called yesterday, Bongi Nkosi. They said appointment is not compulsory. Okay, so there you have it. As I've said, it's not compulsory, but I believe if you make an appointment, you know that you are in the diary and that they will definitely have to see you. Refilwe is saying, I can apply for funding while I'm not yet. Okay, so Refilwe, I did respond to that. Mante, okay. Oh, awesome, Mante. So she is with the Department of Social Development. There we go. Cedric, you can most probably speak to them as well. Wawi P50 Pocket is saying, I'm in Mpumalanga, Leidenburg. I have been applying for funding. My business is now 1 year still. They don't help. I even gave up. Wawi P50 Pocket, please do not give up. I know sometimes as the public sector, sometimes we don't get to respond in the time that we have to respond. But what I want to say is that if they do not respond, there's always another way. Look at, if there is a way that you can escalate it. Look at if there's maybe a call center that you can call just to find out where your application is at. But please do not give up. If it is that you have applied either to CEDA, CIFA, reach out to your CEDA office and ask them to assist you because you have applied, if they would be able to, just assist you in following up, etc. If they are able to, they will definitely assist you. But please, my brother or sister, just don't give up. I know it's easier for me to talk about it, but we really need people to start businesses so that we can have meaningful employment in the country. Opa A16 is saying, good evening. I'd like to know if brick making business can apply for TREP funding. If it is in the township, in a rural area or village, you can absolutely apply. Thank you. Okay, Amos, thank you so much. I see that question now. And yes, so Mr. Mtsweni did respond to that one. Thank you, Mante, for assisting there. Okay, Evelyn, you definitely have a CEDA office in Kuruman. I will definitely post that details, and then you can reach out to them. Tumeleng is asking, does a photography company qualify for funding my TREP? I've said it, but I'll say it again. If it's in the township, in a rural area, or in a village, absolutely yes, Tumeleng. Let me just see this name. Okay, this name doesn't want to show now. But it says, good evening, Colin and all panelists. My name, it's Kanyesile Didloft. I'm in the truck transportation business. I have been in an incubator. My main challenge throughout was the old age of the trucks I had. The business did well for a few years, just at the brink of expansion to actually purchase a new truck. My trucks broke down, which hampered with cash flow, and therefore could not purchase a new truck. The incubator has invited me to be a speaker in terms of a success story to motivate other entrepreneurs for ECDC. I have been selected for a radio interview to promote the incubator. I know, that my business is able to contribute to the challenges of youth unemployment, as it has access to markets and ability to be self-sustainable. However, At this stage, I think it would be beneficial for the business to be part of an enterprise development program, but I have been really struggling to join one, or maybe I don't know how to or where to go. Humbly, I would like assistance. I am in Humansdorp, Eastern Cape. Thank you. Kanyisile, you have my email address. Please send me an email, and then I will put you in contact with someone that does truck funding. Obviously, they're going to look at a lot of things, but I mean, I can just make that, you know, connection for you, and then you can take it from there. Theophilus Katlejo is saying, evening, I'm currently doing a business advising program. After I get certification and accreditation with a professional body, I would like to start a business to assist and advise struggling entrepreneurs. But the issue is that most of them struggle with funds to access such services. How can CEDA assist me with this problem, or how may I go about it? I am based in the Northwest Province. So Theophilus, if I'm listening to you, then I hear that you could potentially then become a CEDA service provider, where we would then request your services to assist some of our clients. Now, to become a CEDA service provider, you will have to reach out to your branch closest to you. They will send you the application form. You will then complete that form with the necessary documents that you need to send back to them. And once successful, they will add you to their database, and then you would be able to become a CEDA service provider. That is the process. So reach out to them so that they can send you that database form, and then you can take it from there. Thank you. Esitle Gwele is saying, good evening, everyone. I dropped, my question on the Q&A. Mambo, any advice on improving marketing? So Mambo, I was in a session yesterday, which was a digitization session. And one of the speakers spoke about, influencers assisting you in terms of improving your marketing. And some of the influencers charge as little as 100 Rand for them to tweet about your business. Remember, they've got quite a number of people that they engage. So if they then tweeted, I'm not saying they'll charge 100 Rand, please, I want you to hear me, but I'm saying that they can assist you. Also, in terms of improving marketing, so CEDA definitely assists with marketing material, whether it is, a website, whether it is different type of marketing material that you need. CEDA can assist you with that, and therefore you need to reach out to your branch. Refil was saying, don't you have a link of CEDA, because at Phalaborwa, we don't have CEDA offices. I think what we can do is, Mr. Mtsweni, if you can put in the details of the Limpopo Provincial Office, let them deal with that one. Refilwe, we're going to give you the Limpopo or the provincial office details, and you can speak to the provincial office. They will then be able to put you in the right direction. Okay, Sinetemba, that was answered. I'm based in Pretoria. I'm in consultation and development service, also advertising LLC, but I'm struggling with equipment. So we spoke about equipment. Mpapatwa, please look at what we have, and then you can take it from there. If you're based in Pretoria, Mr. Mtsweni also gave the Tshwane branch number. You are very welcome to also contact them. Mabore saying, I'm in a village, thank you. Okay, thank you. Tariq says, I'm not yet a branch client, however, I will be able to reach out to the branch. Awesome, I will put the details of the branch in this, and then you can find it there. Ferdy Box is saying, good evening, all. I'm from Carnarvon in the Northern Cape, and I need assistance on how to gain from the Youth Challenge Fund and TREP applications. I'm lucky to say that I was awarded a contract from Sandparks Meerkat working for water 2 months ago. That's awesome. I got the chance to employ 11 people and can soon add 4 more people. I'm still very small and want to expand my business. I want to know if I'll be able to get funding to buy a bakkie to transport my workers to site. I currently borrow a bakkie that is actually taking all my profit. So Ferdy, Carnarvon is most probably, I don't know, Carnarvon is close to Springbok. I hope it's close to Springbok, but what I'm going to do is I will give you the Springbok details. They normally go to Carnarvon as well. So you can then speak to the Springbok branch in the Northern Cape, and then they will assist you with that application. You can definitely apply for TREP if you are in a township, rural area or village. Okay. Mante is saying those who are in Limpopo, the Minister of Small Business doing SMME Roadshow in Capricorn, Mantata and Polokwane, Peter Mukaba and Morimole, she encouraged us to use CEDA offices. Absolutely. Thank you. Samson is in Meermount, Free State. I think the training was provided by Free State CEDA. Awesome. So Samson, what we will do is let me give you, oh, it's Kwanele from the national office. Okay. What I will do is I'll give you the national office number. Also, you can speak to Nokwanda. Kwanele reports to Nokwanda. You can then speak to both of them. Mr. Mtsweni, if you can maybe just give Nokwanda's email address, please, and then the 012-441-1000 number. Then that one is sorted with Samson. Amos, wish to raise concern. CEDA is not community-based. I'm working for DSD in Tshwane region, same building with CEDA. I'm in floor 6 and you're in floor 11, but you are not giving attention to people in Gauteng rural nodes such as Sokolumi, which comprises of remote communities who can't afford to go to Pretoria even twice a week. So Amos, what I can say is that CEDA has got presence in all, I think there's 7 districts in Tshwane. CEDA is in all 7 of those districts. And we definitely assist people in those districts. Now, if it is that CEDA is not in Sokolumi, then it means that CEDA might be in an area which is close by. I think Mr. Mtsweni said earlier that it would be Bronkhorstspruit. The only thing that you have to do, because CEDA will not be in every community, but CEDA will go there if there is a request for CEDA to come there. Also, what I need to share with you is CEDA is looking currently at, opening up, more. It won't be CEDA branches. It is basically a center where people can go to and get the CEDA services, and those are in communities. So you will see that coming within the next 12 to 24 months, because those are the discussions that we are in. In fact, there's something going out soon on that, where we are looking at going into communities, because we understand the need and the plight of people in communities, especially in townships, rural areas, and villages. So we are working on it. I can assure you of that. But for now, please reach out to the Tshwane branch, and then they will definitely assist you. Yes, the CEDA Tshwane branch is on the 11th floor. It's in town. It's in town opposite the ABSA building. But they will go wherever you are at, because that is what our mandate says. We must go where the communities are. Kamo is saying, good evening, I'm from Vereniging in Gauteng. I've been attempting to contact the Sasol branch, but they always go to voicemail. We have occupied a new space in the CBD, and we are challenged by marketing materials such as signage and banners. Can CEDA help with marketing? Absolutely, they can help you with marketing material. So if you are in Vereniging, reach out to Simon. Simon is in Joburg. They also need to assist you. So the number for Simon is 011. I will put it in the chat. 011-408-6500. So please reach out to them, guys. I see it's just becoming more and more, and I'm really mindful of your data. So I don't want to take a lot more time. Okay. Please set up office in those areas. I have spoken to that, Amos. Unfortunately, it is where we are at the moment. We are working on it. So that's all I can say at the moment. Ferdy, I also have a registered business in agriculture and also have a business plan for the agricultural project. Can I apply for both my business funding? The one is construction. I would say, Ferdy, focus on the one where you know you're making money on at the moment. You could potentially, but it's going to be, difficult. focus on the one that you can, and then later on you can then, bring on the other one. Mante is asking, does TREP have limits to youth only? Do we have CEDA programs for people over 40? So TREP is not for youth only. TREP is open for everybody. It is only the Youth Challenge Fund that is for the youth. TREP is maximum R1 million, as I've said. And it is open to anybody that is in a township, a rural area, or a village. I think I've answered that one. Does it assist training, and how, if so, how can one go about it? Apiwe, yes, we do. You must reach out to your CEDA branch because training is done through CEDA branches. Irene, I need to find out if I am in Harrismith in Free State. Where is the CEDA nearest branch? I'm sure there's a branch in Harrismith. If not, Harrismith, Newcastle. I'm going to check for you, Irene. We'll have to check for you. Okay, Ferdy is saying the R, there's definitely a branch in the R. So if the R goes to Carnarvon, they will be able to assist you, most definitely. The branch manager for the R is Piet Papier. If you can, maybe reach out to him. So his email address would be ppapier@ceda.org.za. Please reach out to him. Alfred is saying, good evening, everyone. I'm Vusi Siba. Oh, so it's not Alfred. Okay, it's Vusi Sibia from Mpumalanga and Woodbank. I've a registered business. I specialize with baking, catering, and decoration, but I have a problem with funds of buying more equipment. How can I help for TREP? If you are in a township, a rural area, or in a village, Alfred, you are welcome to apply for TREP, and then you will definitely be able to be assisted like that. Also, Alfred, we have a baking incubator here in Pretoria. Please reach out to them. It's called BIXA. I'm going to put it up here. If there's any assistance that you need, they will help you with, certification and other things that you might need in terms of, they even have a lab that does testing, but that's for baking. So if you are in that, please contact BIXA. I have put their name on there so that you can see what they are called. Then, good evening. My name is Faith, located in Palaborwa, and wish to supply PPE to local mines and construction company. I have a company already registered which deals with clothing and branding. Do I qualify for funding to get equipment? So, Faith, if you do have an offtake agreement, by all means. If not, it becomes very difficult. I would say, yes, they will be able to assist you with equipment for embroidery and sewing machines. But is there an offtake? Is there, letters of intent? Because those are the kind of things that they are going to look at. I hope that helps you. I would like to thank you and your colleagues for the session. It is really insightful and thank you so much, Apiwe. We appreciate that. Is TREP 100% loan and the Youth Challenge Fund? So no, in fact, this is what's good about it. Both TREP and the Youth Challenge Fund, as I've said, there is a loan portion and then there's a grant portion. So when you apply, that is when they work out what will be your loan portion and what will be your grant portion. But if you default on your loan, then that grant portion becomes part of the loan. I always say, people, when you are in a position where you feel that it's difficult in the month, or you are not able to, repay the loan in that month or for 2 months, reach out to SEFA. SEFA is the Small Enterprise Finance Agency, and tell them this is my problem, because that's the only way that they will know that you have an issue. Then just keeping quiet and now you're defaulting on the loan, they don't know what's the issue. Because remember, even with SEFA, they have what we call pre-investment and post-investment assistance. And with that, they would normally request CEDA to come in and assist you with the pre-investment and post-investment, assistance. That is maybe where you need someone to assist you with accounting or with, pricing, stuff like that, where you feel that you are not there yet, but we can come in and we can come and assist you, because we will appoint a service provider to come in and assist you with those kind of things. It is important that when you do take, a loan with SEFA or any financier, that you are open with them, you are honest with them. If you see that you've got issues with it, do speak to them. And I mean, we always say that's when you can actually go and you can go into the business, you can see what the issue is. You can then, kind of restructure that loan so that the person doesn't have to now, give up that part, which is the grant portion. It is just very important that we speak to one another and we are as open as possible. Sakumzi says, I've spent my youth day in style. Awesome this year. Thank you for this wonderful session. Thank you so much, Sakumzi. We do this because we really want our people to have information so that they can go out there and they can make good decisions. Also, as I've said, it is important that you understand what SEFA has to offer you. And once you understand what they have to offer you, it's going to be easy for you to navigate around that and apply then for certain funding that there is. So Kanyisile, my email address, you would receive after the session, you're going to receive another email from me. So then you will have my email address as well. I have a skincare. Lucille January says, I have a skincare range. Can I get assistance with testing the products? Mr. Mtsweni, while I get a glass of water, because I know this is your area as well, do you want to answer, Lucille?
Yes, I will gladly answer, Lisiho. Lisiho, with your skincare product, you approach SABS, but maybe before that, you approach SABS, you get a quotation from SABS, then you contact Mandisa Mlauza. I will give Mandisa's contact number, where you ask for an application form, you complete that, and you attach your tax clearance certificate and the quotation that you have got from SABS, and SABS will then send your product to a relevant laboratory. And if it comes back with a tax report, then if the quote is up below 60,000, SEDA will pay the total amount. If it's above 60, you'll have to pay the difference. I will write Mandisa's contact details on the chart. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Mtsweni. I'm putting it there for Lucille. I've said to her, we've renamed her. She's now Lesego. But thank you, Lucille, for that. Tumuleng, thank you very much for that. Matlatse, thank you. Mr. Mtsweni has given his details there. Tise Tsang, thank you so much. Lucille, thank you. Thank you so much. I think we have answered all those questions. I'm just going to go to the question and answers where we've got 16. So we've answered Cedric. Nozipo is saying, been applying for funding and loan from SEFA. The service is poor in Durban office. I got application no in 2021 July. Till to date, nothing or no response. It's hard to get SEFA officials even through telephone. You know what? So we are working together now with SEFA. So we will definitely do another session within the next 2-3 weeks, where we are bringing SEFA on board to come on and speak about financing and funding. So Nozipo, apologies for that, but we are definitely trying to work together to make sure that we, come and speak to SMMEs about some of the challenges that you might have in terms of the products and services that we offer under the Department of Small Business Development. Watch out for it. We are going to put it on our social media. SEFA will put it on their social media, and then we will definitely make sure that we come back and we answer some of those questions. Huawei P Smart, I think it's S50 evening. Does SEDA cover NPOs in terms of business planning and guidelines and self-funding and startup and how to write business proposals? Unfortunately not. That would not be in our mandate. So our mandate speaks about PTYs, LTDs, so companies basically because when you come to CEDA, we want to make sure that you are going to operate a business that's profit making so that you can then, assist the country in terms of job creation. I think what we can do, I know that the Department of Social Development would have different programs that they work on. I'm not sure if they've got something that will assist you with that, but we can always reach out to them as well and see if we can have a session similar like this for people that have those kind of businesses. But we look at businesses that are profit making. Thank you. Nazipo is saying 2021 November, I applied for the Youth Challenge Fund, told to date, no response. Ish. Nazipo, I think what we need to do is, please, if you can, the number for the SIFA call center is 012. Let me quickly just get it. Let me get it. I'll give it to you just now. I'll give you the call center number, and then you can just reach out to them as well. But as I'm saying, we definitely get them on board to come and do these type of sessions with us. Nomonde is saying the TREP program has a non-financial section that one is supposed to receive, but in Bloemfontein currently I haven't received that kind of assistance. How do we access it? Nomonde, thank you for that question. That is absolutely within CEDA. So you need to reach out to your CEDA office in Bloemfontein if it's non-financial, because that's what we do. Please reach out to that office in Bloemfontein. I'm not sure if you are a CEDA client at the moment. If you are, you would know who your business advisor is. If not, then you must become a client so that they can assist you with that non-financial section that you need assistance with. Okay, Sinetemba, I think we did answer that one. And is there a strategy in marketing the NPOs besides sending proposals? I think that one we've answered now. To speak on NPOs, Matlatse answered that one. Refilwe, I'm located in, okay, I think we didn't. I'm located in Limpopo at Palaborva, in rural area, Mashishimale. I want to apply for funds, but I'm not yet started with processes of my business. Only have business plan of having business of manufacturing mixed portion and egg layers. Okay, so yes, Refilwe, please reach out to CEDA, and then CEDA will start assisting you before you apply for finance. Esitle is saying, hi there, we have registered NGO in August 21, and we are planning to host a Western Cape Provincial Imbizo on gender-based violence around September. Can CEDA assist with financial assistance for such program? We have all the registration documents, constitution, and proposal. So Esitle, unfortunately, CEDA doesn't do what we call sponsorships, okay? We unfortunately, so the funding that we receive is for businesses and to make sure that we are able to assist those businesses with interventions. But because this is something that is on gender-based violence, I would say you have to reach out to the Department of Women, Youth and Disability, something like that. It's in the presidency. It's the Department of Women, Youth and People with Disabilities, yes. It is in the presidency, and you can, reach out to them because it's got to do with gender-based violence. CEDA could potentially come on board and assist you in terms of if it's an Imbizo that is also going to speak on entrepreneurship, then yes, CEDA can definitely come on board and they can do that part for you. Now, we can come on board in other ways, not necessarily to sponsor the event, but for instance, if there is catering that needs to be done, then CEDA could potentially come on board and assist by saying that, you know what, let's see if we cannot pay for the catering for that session on that day. Those are the kind of things we do. But unfortunately, when we look at sponsorships, we do not have the kind of funding to do sponsorships because we definitely have to make sure that we assist our SMMEs with interventions. Okay, Bonginkosi, that one was answered. Mpapatwa, that one was answered. Amos, that one was answered. Andrew, I am based in Moruleng and have land with 200 hectares worth of land. But the problem is that I don't have funds to start up my business and for marketing. Can CEDA assist me? Absolutely. You just need to reach out to your near a Cedar branch. Remember, that's going to be non-financial assistance, but they will make sure that you are ready then to get to where you are able to apply for funding. I think, Kamo, that we have answered that one. Kanyisile, we did answer that one. How long does it take for funding to be approved if you have takeoff agreement? If you've got a takeoff agreement, then it would basically, so what you do is you will then apply for the funding. Once you've applied, if your application is in order, then it will go through to the investment committee. The investment committee will look at it. If they want more information, it will be sent back to you. If everything is fine and it's approved, then it will go into contracting stage where they have to prepare the contracts. Once contracts is prepared, you have to sign it. And once you've signed it, that's when they will pay out. That process can take anything from about a month to 3 months. It is, like I'm saying, it's going to be dependent on, whether there's any questions asked on your application and whether you respond quickly when certain things are being done. Like I said, it goes through to investment committee. After investment committee, it is when the contracting is done, and after contracting, payment will only happen once contracting is done. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I have answered all of the questions on the chat as well as on the question and answer section. I think it was a very, very good session. I think you guys had asked quite a lot of questions. We've answered those questions. Dinah, unfortunately not. That would be completely under the Department of Social Development. Dinah is asking, good evening, can CEDA help on feeding scheme programs in terms of NPOs? So that is within the Department of Social Development. Thank you for that question. Emmanuel and Sibusiso, I see your hands raised. I am going to cut it off after you two because it is now 1943. And like I'm saying, I am still mindful of people and using their data. Emmanuel, you can come on now. You can unmute yourself. You can ask your question. And then after you, Sibusiso, you can ask your question. Thank you. Emmanuel? Emmanuel, going once, going twice. Please ask on the chat your question, Emmanuel. Sibusiso, you can unmute yourself and ask the question. Yes, Sibusiso.
To ask my question. Okay, I've got two questions. Okay, the first one is more for follow-up because I have heard many people mention the fact that we do apply, however, we do not receive any feedback. So I'd maybe like to also try and request that you somehow come up with a way, because I've been doing follow-ups, I've been sending emails. I sent an email on the 18th of March for the response for the Youth Challenge Fund, and it was only responded in 7 May, only to give me an email address and the website link. So a cell phone number. So I've been calling in, but I'm not getting assistance. So I'd also like you to maybe just try and assist us with getting feedback, because now there's the TREP fund, which we want to apply to, but we are despondent because we never receive any feedback at all. So it would be nice to receive feedback, whether good or bad, so that we know that in future, this is what we need to rectify, so that whenever funds come up in future, we know where the exact problem is. And then my second question is regarding being a service provider. I am in the advertising space where we try and assist businesses in the townships to advertise their businesses. So I don't know, this question is twofold. We can maybe be a service provider to CEDA where you then assist your clients to use our services to advertise for us. And also CEDA and CIFA does host events and programs. So those platforms could be used as an information sharing platform to the communities in the townships. So I'd also like to know, how can we be a service provider as my digital advertising company? Thanks, sir.
Thank you, Sibusiso. I have given the CIFA website, sorry, not CIFA website details, their number as well as an email address that you can use. But what I have also said was that we are going to get CIFA, to come and join us in the next webinar. We will make sure that we again advertise it so that people can come on and they can ask their questions. That will be sometime in July. We will make sure that we advertise it way before the time so that you know when that happens. There was a question whether we have a branch in Rustenburg. I've just given that details. It is there. And then your second question, Sibusiso, in terms of becoming a service provider, as I've said to a previous question on that as well, you need to reach out to the branch that you are the closest at. You need to then ask them that you want to become a service provider. They will then share the documentation with you, and you will have to then complete the document, send it back with, your other documents. There's going to be documents that you will have to attach. Once you've done that, they will then look at your application to become a service provider, and then they will be able to then tell you whether, you are at that point successful in becoming a service provider or why you were unable to become a service provider. But absolutely, just reach out to your closest branch, because remember, what we do is we look at how far you are from the branch and where you would be able to, do the specific services that you are applying for. So reach out to them and they would be able to assist you in terms of that, okay? So Mante, what we can do, we can definitely send to this group because we've got the email addresses to this group, but we will still put it out on the social media pages, yes. Mr. Mtsweni, just remind me if we get CIFA to come on board that we do send an invitation to this group specifically because we would have their details now, and then just ask them to then also register. But you will still have to register though for the session, but we can send you an invite, yes, so that's not a problem. I hope everybody used their correct email addresses, because if you did not, it will bounce and then we won't be able to assist. But absolutely, we will do that. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where I'm going to cut it off. Thank you so much for giving us your ear this evening and allowing us to speak on some of the issues that we face as entrepreneurs and how we would like to assist you as SEDA and CIFA, as well as the Department of Small Business Development. You would have seen that our Minister, Ms. Stella Ndabeni-Abrahams, she's been visiting quite a number of provinces. I think we've done 8 so far. It's only KZN that's the left, where she has done the road shows. And that is basically to understand what the issues are and how do we, sort out some of the issues that we face in the communities that we are supposed to service. I think one thing that came out is still that, SEDA, CIFA, please be in the communities that we live in, because that is where we need you. And from a SEDA perspective, we are saying, you know what, we are working towards that. That is a definite. So we will make sure that, 12 months from now, we would be able to come back and say, these are the communities that we have now, been able to get into, and this is where you can find the services. But up until then, please make use of our branches. We've got 54 branches throughout the country. You can contact us at any time, and we will make sure that we assist you wherever we are at. I know that it sometimes is difficult for our entrepreneurs and SMMEs, but what we want to say is that we are there, and that is the only reason why we exist, is to make sure that we assist you so that you can become, entrepreneurs that would be able to assist with job creation in this country. And that's the only reason why we are there. So thank you once again. Enjoy the rest of your Youth Day. And I hope that you will not only, take what we've given you tonight, but you will also use it and share information with people in your circle so that they can also know what it is that they have to do for them to become successful businesses. Thank you so much. Thank you to Mr. Mtsweni for being with me this evening, and the rest of the team, thank you. Have a blessed evening. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Colin. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you.
So, welcome to Sitges Brew. Hello, my name is Sishe Makubane. I'm the founder of Sitges Brew Roasted Coffee. So we are situated in North Riding, in North View Shopping Center, and we are based in Gauteng. We've got 2 more shops, which is in North View, one of the coffee shop, and we also have a manufacturing plant in North View Shopping Center. Then we've got 1 shop at Fairland Walk, where it's situated in close to Cresta. And then we'll also be opening soon another shop at in Woodmead. Okay, it's all started when I was offered an opportunity by Roberto Monterrey in KZN, where I used to help him to make coffee for about 3 days. It was an exhibition in Arts Festival in Hilton in KZN. So through that journey, he asked if I want to be trained as a barista. My answer was yes. When I first moved over from Durban to Joburg, the first day I had to learn how to make coffee, and obviously it's been for me it was a new thing in terms of learning how to make a proper coffee, because we have to learn about the temperature, the whole different types of brewing in terms of your homemade brewing, and then the ratio and everything. So it's been so difficult in terms of understanding the way the machine works, and then the way you need to brew and serve coffee. Oh, the first challenges that I faced through the journey when I started the business was, first of all, I've resigned because of the passion, and I wanted to do something, and I wanted to open my own company. And then the first thing was, I never used to unemployment. Basically, when you're employed, when you resign, and then when you start a company, automatically you're unemployed. On that journey, it took me to the next step where I've started the company alone, and I'm still individually own the brand or the company until today. The process of making coffee, it started when I had an opportunity to be funded through SEDA, which that was the first thing that happened in terms of getting funding through TTF, Technology Transfer Funds. Then in terms of that, I've took the training to the next level, where I taught some of the employees how to brew coffee, how to roast, and how to perfectly, consistently making coffee. And our main coffee that we do, it's come from Africa, Central America, and then we blend together, and then from there we sell it to your food lovers market, your spa. Soon we're going to be in Pick and Pay, and also we are busy with other retail stores as well. Beside of our product offering, we offer branded water, and then we also offer like juice and also custom made products like your normal coffee. We roast for other people, and we also do product development for other companies. we've got 8 people working in the coffee shop, which here we've got 4, and then in Fairlands we've got 4, and we also have 2 at the roastery. And we're also going to be employing about 10 more people based on the one of the company that took our services as to open a coffee shop within the corporate as part of the ED program under EdCorp. The impact when that we got from Cedar was mainly the roasting machine, and then we had to put everything, and then also hazard study, and then also QMS, and then SABS. So that will be enable us to target bigger clients and then to service more clients. Our training facility is done here, so we use this place here as a training facility where we train all the different people. We can accommodate about 10 to 15 people within here. Our offering in terms of the coffee, we offer a mobile solution where we design a counter for you, and then we do on exhibition and other places. And we also do trailer, where we pull out a trailer, we set up, and then we can able to serve coffee immediately there. And we also do franchising our product, our coffee shop. It's available for franchise. There is currently 2 people that are be taking our franchise soon. Literally what we do, we give you a system that works. So we give you we set up a kit for you to able to work. So through that journey, we can able to see exactly how much money we'll be making on the actual trailer or any mobile solution. So within that with that model is that we wanted to make sure that we guide you for at least for 2 years. I would like to thank every stakeholder that has been throughout the journey. I'm talking about Cedar. They funded the project and then make it possible. And you're Proudly SA for making sure that whenever we go and exhibit, they're always there to promote our small enterprise development. Or follow us on social media, Sihle's Brew, on your Facebook, official Sihle's Brew, and on your Twitter, official Sihle's Brew _roasted coffee. And our website is www.sihlesbrew.co.za. And our product is very different in terms of the smoothness, the mellow, and then all in all, the barista love, because we add the love and touch within every cup of coffee that has been served.